What's up, YouTube? Mike with Mike's Manga Hunt here, finally back, and it's finally time to go through all of our recent manga pickups for the last 2 months. I'm really excited to get through all of this, so without further ado, let's get started. Right, so before we get into the video, I want to apologize for kind of the longish, break. I was going through a lot of personal life stuff. I didn't really have a chance to sit down and record, and I'm really excited to finally get back into it. As you can probably tell already, a lot has changed. I've added a second shelf of manga back here, so the collection's just been growing at a great pace, and I'm so happy about it. And don't worry, we're going to go through a tour of that soon. But right now, that's not what we're here for. Let's go through all of our recent pickups, starting right now. Alright, starting the way I feel like we start every single one of these pickup videos, let's go through all of our new releases for the month so far. And as usual, we picked up the next Shaman King Omnibus, loving these things. I can't believe we're finally getting closer to the end of these things. The releases are starting to become less and less frequent, and it's kind of making me sad. I really love collecting these. It was like one of the first things I started collecting, and when this is over, I'm going to be kind of upset, but I'd be really happy to have all of Shaman King. Also picked up the latest volume of Jujutsu Kaisen. This is volume 14, still going through the Shibuya incident. Haven't gotten here yet, but I'm getting closer to catching up with it, so I'm really excited to read this one too. And then lastly, we got the next Chainsaw Man, number 9. Only 2 volumes left now for Chainsaw Man. I can't wait to get them all, I'm just going to read them all through once I have the whole collection. So that's it for the new releases. Let's get to the rest of it. Alright, next up is more Attack on Titan stuff. If you remember correctly from the last video, I had just finished reading all of Attack on Titan, and I really enjoyed it. I love the characters, I love the story, I love the setting. The ending maybe wasn't as great as I wanted it to be, but I'm satisfied with it for the most part. So I got looking into a lot of the spin-off stuff. I know there's like Before the Fall, and there's a couple other ones, but I didn't really know where to start, so I picked up just some simple ones for now. I picked up Attack on Titan Lost Girls Volume 1 and Volume 2. This is kind of like a side story with Annie and Mikasa, so haven't read these yet, but I know I kind of have them just in case I ever want to kind of revisit the Attack on Titan world. I can come and do it with some new fresh material. I also picked up for fun the in-character encyclopedia, which is really weird. This one reads like a normal book, like, you know, left to right, so it's kind of weird like going back in the opposite direction, but I picked up one of this for kind of more information. Always good to flip through it occasionally. And then I grabbed this, the Attack on Titan No Regrets full color. I know this is like a 2-volume manga, but this one looks so pretty with Levi in the front here. It's all colored, like it's beautiful. I haven't read it yet, but I really can't wait to do it. Like I said, I'm kind of waiting for like when I miss the Attack on Titan world to kind of come back and have some fresh content to kind of like make me feel. And maybe one day I'll pick up the Before the Fall series. It's a little bit longer, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So that's the new Attack on Titan stuff. I can't wait to add all this to the collection. Right, coming up next is the One Piece stuff, actually. As you probably know from the last video, I bought One Piece box set 4, so that caught me all the way up to volume 90, so I only needed a few more to keep to catch up with One Piece, and so I took advantage of that this month. I picked up volume 91, 92, 93 on the Omnibus because I couldn't find them individually. I also picked up volume 94. Here's volume 95, volume 96, and lastly volume 97. And actually I'm missing one here because here's volume 98. I'm so happy. I cannot believe I actually caught up on all the volumes of One Piece. Right now I'm on volume 83 in terms of like reading. So I'm like literally like 10 to like 15 volumes away from finally catching up. And I don't know how I'm going to feel honestly after that. I might go online and just kind of get the manga as it comes out, like chapter at a time. Or I might just, you know, savor the books and just wait it like that. I haven't decided yet, but I never thought I'd be this far. I'm in chapter like 800, like in 20 or 30 something. So it's amazing. I know that it's going to hit me when I finally catch up because I have nothing to look forward to anymore, but we'll cross that bridge again when we get there. So that's all the One Piece stuff. I'm so happy to have all of One Piece in my collection right now. All right. Here's a newer series I picked up. I picked up volume 4, 5, and 6 of Spy Family. I haven't read any of Spy Family yet though, but I know this just got reprinted and I hear it's really good and it's getting an anime soon. So I figured let me get it all now. Let me just read it all through. Probably when I finish One Piece, I'll probably just go through all of this, but I now have all of Spy Family, which is another series that when I started was very, very hard to find, and it's kind of rewarding waiting for all of them to come back in stock and being able to finally have the whole thing. And it's really cool, and I'm really happy to have all of Spy Family in the collection too. Alrighty, we picked up another new series here. I picked up the first 2 volumes of Beastars. I watched the first episode. My friend actually recommended this to me. I was always turned off from it because of the whole animal thing, not like shaming or anything, but just it never really was something for me. But my friend recommended it a lot. I said that's not really a big deal, you know, like it's really, really good. And I watched the first couple episodes of the anime, and I was like, wow, this actually is pretty good. I was kind of getting intrigued about it. So I went on and picked up the first 2 volumes of the manga. I'll probably read these through eventually. I think I watched like the anime versions of these volumes, but I'll check them out occasionally. You know, I know this series just kind of ended manga-wise, so I'll be looking forward to picking up this next as another collection, as another series to collect. So that's Beastars, the first 2 volumes there. Continuing on with Hunter x Hunter, I picked up volume 3 and volume 4. Still haven't started it yet, but I'm kind of just getting them as I see them. Like for example, now I won't buy it again until I see volume 5 and 6. Kind of like that until I slowly get a whole bunch of it. Because as I come to the end of like collecting series that I started in the beginning, it's, you know, I got to kind of find new ones to start now. So I figured Hunter x Hunter is a good shot. Very popular. Haven't read it yet, of course, but really excited to keep going out for these. As I see them, I'll pick them up. So you might see more of this, a lot more of this in the future. All right, we picked up the first volume of Naruto. I found a bunch of them at like a thrift store one time, or a second in Charles, not really a thrift store, and they had everything but volume 1. And I kind of like, I was getting kind of like, I don't really care for it a lot, but like for Naruto, for some reason I did like the SJ on the top here, like it's the old Shonen Jump logo. So for Naruto, I kind of wanted to keep them all like with that logo. So I waited and waited and waited until I finally found a used copy with the old logo on it, and I got it now. I've read this book so many times growing up. It was so good. I loved it so much. It was kind of like one of the first series I got super, super into like after Dragon Ball. So it'll always hold a special place in my heart. I never finished Shippuden. Maybe one day we're heading in that direction, but volume 1 of Naruto, kind of nice having this back in my collection in like 20 plus years. Right. I also picked up volume 1 of Nana. This is kind of me just looking for something different to read. I haven't read it yet, of course, but I've heard good things about it. I'm not sure if it's something that I'm going to like personally, but based on like what I know about it, I think it's something that I would enjoy. But I kind of got this more to like try new things, see what kind of genres I'm interested in. And I know it's really popular too, and it's highly recommended, so I figured, why not? Let's give it a shot. So that's Nana Volume 1. Another new series I picked up Kaguya-sama Love is War Volume 1 and 2. This is another friend recommendation for me. Haven't read it yet. In fact, Volume 2 just came in the mail yesterday, so I'm probably going to get the first 4 volumes before I start reading. That's kind of where I am, like kind of like how I do things to see if I like it or not. It's hard for me to judge after a single volume, so I got that for right now. I'm kind of getting these as I see them because they're kind of harder to find, so, or they're being reprinted right now, but they're a little harder to find. So I picked up those. Also picked up the first volume of 20th Century Boys. This I've heard is really, really good. I know it's a little bit older. It's been recommended to me a lot. So when volume 1 finally came in stock, I picked it up. Now the hard part is I've seen like every other volume of this like out in the wild, and I haven't picked it up because I didn't really think I was going to read it. But now that I've kind of like saw how good it is and I kind of want to get more of it, they're all harder to find now, and I probably should have got them way back in the day, but I didn't. But that's okay. I'll find them all eventually. We'll get there. So 20th Century Boys Volume 1, very excited to pick that one up. And then lastly is a kind of a bittersweet thing because in these videos you've kind of known that I've been going after this series for a very long time. I finally picked up the last 3 volumes I needed for it, and it's kind of sad knowing that I finished it now because it's like I'm not actively hunting for it anymore, but it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist. We needed 3 more volumes. That was volume 11, volume 12, and volume 14. And with that, I now have all of Yu-Gi-Oh! 1 through 7. I have all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist, and now I just need Yu-Gi-Oh! R and Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium World, which are the harder ones to get, but I'm very hopeful that I'll find them eventually. I keep looking for them, and I know I'm going to find them soon. But it's kind of weird, like, picking a series in the beginning when I started, having it finally finished in a year since I started collecting kind of goes a long way. It makes me really proud of, like, how far I've come. I mean, I never thought in a million years I'd add a second shelf back here, and that's still barely enough room for everything. So this kind of makes me really happy that I finally have this all, and it kind of shows me how far I've come in a little less than a year of collecting manga. And that's all my pickups this week, guys. I'll be back in March for a little bit more. We'll see where I go, you know, if I get more or if I get less. And I'm really excited to continue sharing the journey with all of you guys. And don't worry, I won't be gone that long like I was this time. So without further ado, have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you next time.